They're here. They're finally here. The car parts. Oh. Oh, the radiator. Let's open these fuckers up. Let's go. Up. Oh, you're not gonna make it. Oh, you lucky fucker. You did. Oops. Bend it. Holy hell, that looks nice. Holy shit, that looks nice. That thing is sexy as fuck. That'll be where the 2 bolts go in for the radiator fan. Here's my transmission lines right here. This is a coolant line, lower radiator hose, upper radiator hose, more slits. All the welding looks very nice. High performance aluminum radiator. Nice and thick, way thicker than the stock one. As you can see, the stock piece of shit's over there. No way, beef jerky? What the fuck? They seriously gave me liquid smoke flavoring added. Peppered beef jerky. This is some funny shit. Sales support Wounded Warriors. Okay, cool. I'm excited to try that beef jerky for sure. Alright, let's see what we got here, guys. Take a piece out. So, looks like we got mounting plate, I'm assuming. Okay, very nice. We have, this is the blocking, the plate right here that goes on the outside. We've got the lines down here, nice stainless oil cooler lines. And let's check out this oil cooler. Alrighty guys, there she blows. We got the oil cooler, we got the radiator, we got all the parts, we got some beef jerky. I can't even lie, I'm pretty excited about the beef jerky right now. Alright, let's try this beef jerky. It's spicy. As you can see, there's a lot of pepper on that fucker. So, if you guys don't know, I am super detailed when it comes to taking my car apart. I have all these little baggies. This one is bumper plastics, bumper bolts. There's 2 long ones. I put that. Radiator shroud. And you got hood. But somehow, I seem to have lost the 2 bolts that go onto the radiator shroud. Alright guys, so my first little issue with the DeWitt's radiator. There she blows right there. There's a little sign. I found the bolts right here that go, let me get this a little bit more situated. Right there. Oops. And right there. Guess where these bolts were at? Right in the fucking bottom. They weren't even in a Ziploc bag or anything. I mean, come on, these 2 little things, they could have easily fell out somewhere or got lost during the, shipping process, because they did ship from like Minnesota, I think, all the way to California. So, I mean, it's a great radiator so far from the looks of it and everything, but I'm a little disappointed that the 2 bolts that I needed for this are just kind of thrown in the box. Not the biggest deal, but just something to note for you guys, because I'd like to be, transparent. Okay, so I ended up finding the bolts that went in here, but there's another note for the DeWitt's bolts that they supplied is they provide this lock washer, but they don't provide a washer big enough to cover the area, because it's kind of a big area in here. So if you were to just put this bolt through, this thing would still be able to just come right on out. So still like the radiator, but the support that's come with it so far, shmeh, you know what I mean? Not the best. So another issue I'm having now, and now this is with the oil cooler, is that here is the plate that bolts up just right above the oil filter. but it's got this little piece right here, which I'm assuming is like an oil temp sensor for the Corvettes that don't come with an oil cooler, but mine doesn't have this. So I have nothing to plug this hole, and they didn't supply me with anything to plug this hole. So I'm a little frustrated right now, but I tried calling them. They're on the East Coast, I'm on West Coast, and they're already closed since it's 3:46 Pacific time. So I'll have to call them tomorrow. So I'll have to hold off on installing the oil cooler, and I'm gonna get to installing the radiator. Okay, so even though I don't have a piece for this oil plate to block it off, essentially, I'm still working on the car. I got the oil cooler lines routed. You can see, hopefully you guys can see them down there. They come from in there and then go out right there, and they'll end up coming up this way right in front of the AC condenser. So now that I finished that, I'm working on the radiator, and like I said, I got the bolts on from before right there. I got these little rubber grommets at each corner, and I think now it's if I'm not mistaken, it's time to put the radiator in. So I'm sure I'll put it in and probably have to adjust some stuff here and there, but for the most part, I think the radiator should be good to go in. Hook up the transmission lines, which hopefully aren't a pain in the dick, and yeah, go from there. So I ended up saying fuck it and just installing the oil cooler for now. There you see, I got it right there. Looks nice and pretty. There's the lines. I'll connect those shortly to their respective spots. The radiator is not hooked up one bit. I have the lower radiator hose on, but it's not clamped on. I got to get the clip on, and that's basically it. That's the only thing. I mean, as far as it sits in its spot, and that's about it. So I still have to connect all the wires, all the hoses, or the coolant hoses, the transmission lines, and then I'll probably leave this one open, and I'll try and fill it up with as much of the mixture that I want, that I'm going for. And then after that, I will have to wait, because obviously I can't start the engine until I get the oil system hooked up, because this goddamn thing has this little piece on it. I'm gonna have to hold off. Looks nice and pretty. The oil cooler looks nice too, nice and big. I definitely opted for the track one that they advertised. There was a street one and a track one. I think the street one was 19 rows, and I got the 25 row one that they said was for track. So mostly just because in Northern California, it just gets super hot out. You know, over 100 degrees in the summertime. It's already started getting over 100 degrees, and you know, it's just June now. So I figured that I'd be doing a lot of my track days in the summertime when it's, you know, 100 degrees out or more. So why not go for the bigger oil cooler just to be safe? And I guess, you know what, if it ended up cooling too much, which I doubt it, I could always get something different. I wouldn't want to, but hey, you know what I mean? You gotta pay to play, so it's not a big deal. So anyways, that's the oil cooler and the radiator halfway installed. Like I said, I'm gonna be installing a couple more things, so let's get those done. Okay guys, I finally got everything mocked up besides the goddamn oil plate thing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So we got the radiator all hooked up, all filled up. Got the coolant reservoir filled up, all the lines connected, transmission lines connected on this side. We got the oil lines connected. They're not tight yet, but I just wanted to run them and get a feel for everything. So that's how it's supposed to look, and it looks perfect. As you can see, we still have the oil lines down there. Like I said, unfortunately, this goddamn little piece right here is holding us up, and because there's an opening, we're not going to be able to install it today and burp the system and get everything ready. So unfortunately, that's going to be the end of today, guys. So hopefully you guys liked the video. Remember to subscribe and definitely like the video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and stay tuned for the next episode where we'll finally be getting this all back together, buttoned up, all the fluids filled up, started for the first time since this stuff, which will be exciting because it basically means all I need now would be new tires and rotors and pads, and this thing's ready to do some serious track days and get beat the fuck on. And that's you know what I mean, like that's what I talked to you guys about in the beginning. This stuff might seem a little bit of overkill, especially for like the first track day, and it probably is, but that's just who I am. I'm very precise about everything, and I really want to be able to beat the fuck out of it when I'm out there. I don't want to have to do a couple cool down laps when I'm out there, you know what I mean, because the engine oil is getting too hot or the brakes are getting too hot, which is why I bought the brake ducting that goes, you know, the legit shit that goes straight to the back of the hub. So, you know, I did spend a lot of money, not gonna lie, but when the day comes that I'm doing some track days, I'm gonna beat the living shit out of this thing. Red line every gear, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be on it. So I'm really excited for that day, and I can't wait for it to come. So like I said, guys, hopefully you guys liked the video, and please check out my other videos, like, comment, and subscribe. Deuces, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow with the finish, install, and button up everything else. Take it easy, guys.